everyone. What's up, YouTube? It is Philosophical Friday, and we are here. I had to take a break because I got a little English bulldog, and one decision can change your life, and that's so easy. I nearly got ran over the other day for not looking both ways down in Colombia, so that's just how important decisions matter. So we're going to talk about this evening. We are going to talk about, is the United States, is America the greatest country in the world in regards to starting a family, dating, and women? We're talking about primarily the women dating situation for single men. As you know, a lot of men are doing this, a new movement called MGTOW, men going their own way. There's men that are not dating women anymore. They're just going to sex dolls. They're just not even just coming out of the market. So we're going to discuss why is that, and why are these two gentlemen here moving out of the country to find their prospective mates? What's the problem with American women? What is going on? Gentlemen, I'll let you have the floor. James, you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so here's what I've learned, okay? I've learned that, it's just one man's opinion, no matter what country you're in, no matter where you live, men and women tend to want similar things. One of the things women want is security, right? They really feel like security is important, especially if they have kids, but even if they don't. And for a man, what that translates to is money, right? Because the way that we provide security is we pay for it, right? We pay for the house, the car, all that stuff, right? So for us, all we hear is money. They want to feel secure. We have to pay for that security. And here's the thing. And you'll be shocked because this is probably the most chauvinistic thing you've ever heard me say. Women in America are more expensive, right? So a woman in another country who wants the same security, it doesn't cost as much, right? And then they don't do anything for it, right? They don't work hard to look good, they don't like pamper you, they don't do anything for it. They just expect it.
So what just real quick, what do you expect out of a woman?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think it just depends. Every relationship's different. I don't have a set list of rules of things that I expect. I just know, I just observed that women tend to want the same things, and what they give in America for it is very, very little. So it doesn't really matter what I want. I'm not. The chances are, women in America, they're not going to give it.
So if I understand what you said, you don't know what you want from a woman, yet you feel that an American woman will demand more, yet she'll do very little effort to get what she wants. Is that what you're saying? And you're saying that you can get more of that if you go to another country. And what countries are you talking about?
Well, the countries I've been to are mostly Latin American countries, right? So I'm in Colombia now. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Panama. I've been to the Dominican Republic. It just seems that it's true that, look, take Colombia, for example, right? Dude, women in Colombia go to the gym, they work out, right? They spend money on their body, right? Whether you agree with that or not, they spend a lot of money on their body to look good. When you're with them, they pamper you. Like, American women don't go to the gym. Like, are you kidding me? You go to my hometown in San Jose, like, you don't see a bunch of fit women like walking around the streets everywhere you go. You don't see that. It's just ridiculous.
I think there's a new terminology now for it. They don't call it obese anymore. They call it thick. Is that what it is? Or there's a new terminology, new marketing. But here's the interesting.
There's a difference between thick and fat.
Well, here's the interesting thing, though. You don't see that dynamic with men. You don't see that same terminology used for men. And there seems to be a lot of expectations for men to perform and yet women want all the accolades of being in charge and being the boss, yet none of the responsibility. Let me ask you this, and we're going to go on to Tim here in a sec. Would you date a woman who's what do they call it, a boss bitch, or a boss?
Yeah, absolutely.
You would date
absolutely.
Absolutely. Why would you? Why? Okay.
That's different. That's a different situation.
Okay.
That is a woman who's giving. That's a woman who's bringing something to the table. But that's not most American women.
So if she's bossy and she's a boss and she's gonna be strong-minded, you're good with that. You like
it's
that.
But you're only taking one aspect of quote unquote boss bitch. What a boss bitch is somebody who's in charge of her own life. She's independent, right? She's motivated. She is right. She's doing well financially, right? Hell yeah, all day. I'm dating that chick all damn day. But that
let me ask you
rare.
this. Well, I disagree, but I'm going to go on to Tim here in a second. I'm going to let you chime in. Why would you want to date someone who doesn't need you? What if she's independent? Why would you even date someone like that? What's the payoff?
I don't want her to need me. Like, I'm not needy. I don't want her to need me. I want a healthy relationship, right? I want her not to need me, right? Okay. If she needs me, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Needing me. Like, you need me? What are you doing? Like, that's ridiculous, right? I don't need her.
Right. All right. Tim, go ahead.
She appreciates you. She appreciates you.
Yes.
A girl who is a boss woman who's in control of her life. She's making her own money. She's very independent. I can agree with James to a certain point where she doesn't need you. She appreciates you because you're both on that same level. You're both ambitious. You're both doing for yourself. So it's not a matter of need. It's a matter of appreciation of what you can bring to the table to each other. So, but for me personally, I like women who are, first of all, feminine, and like James said, fit. They're fun, and they're friendly. The 4 Fs: feminine, fit, fun, and friendly.
And
for me, that's
4 Fs. I love that. The 4 Fs.
Very difficult. Yeah, and fine to meet women. There are plenty of women in the United States that are like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are majority of them in today's society, as we're speaking right now, are not so feminine. They are very anti-feminine. They're very antagonistic. They're combative. Even your so-called liberated woman who's independent. She's strong-minded. She's got her own thing going on. Even that woman is not very feminine. She's very combative, attitude, very confrontational towards you. What are you going to do for me still? I want this. And so it's like, why deal with that when I can go live, or meet women in another country? I've lived in Europe for quite a few years. I've lived in Asia, South America, and I can meet plenty of women overseas that are fun, feminine, fit, and friendly, and fine. So it's like what James said, you can meet that here, in Colombia or, Dominican Republic in some cases, Brazil. So you can meet those type of women. So you don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. That's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this. Well, of course, we're all sharing our opinions here. Just for the record, this is all our personal opinions, and we're free to talk about it. Let me ask you both the same question.
But I don't hate American women. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate American women.
No, I don't think any of us do. We don't hate American women. We just hate the entitlement and the attitude. And do you date women? Do you both?
Right. The entitlement attitude.
Do you guys date women your own age? Either one of you can answer. Either one of you can answer. Do you date women your own age?
The last woman I dated my own age, I divorced her.
Okay. So
since
again,
then, no, I haven't.
Why
Well-
not? Why don't you date women your own age there, James?
I think it's because of the 4 F's of my friend, right? Like I'm 45 and I don't see a bunch of 45-year-old women that are running around that are fun, friendly, fit, and what was the other one?
Fine.
Fine.
Yeah. How about you,
Feminine.
sir?
Feminine.
How about you, Tim?
Feminine.
Tim,
Feminine.
Tim, do you date women your own age, and
Come
why
on, man. Come on, buddy.
not?
Come on, buddy.
You
Come
know,
on, man.
I think
Women between 58 and 60,
I
really?
think when you have listen, I want to go back to what we talked
No.
about. I want to go back to what we talked about earlier, and I disagree with the both of you. And I'm going to say this: why would you want to date a woman if she's independent? That means she's going to be bossy. You're going to tell her to go make me a sandwich and cook. See, I'm here in this culture, in the Latin American culture, and even in the African culture, because I dated an African woman one time, and I'll tell you, that was quite an experience. The man is responsible for going out hunting, providing the food, and the woman goes and cooks it. So if you got a woman and she's at work all day and you want to get a massage or a foot massage or something like that, she's not going to have enough energy. She's not going to do that for you. She's going to say, well, why don't you do it yourself? Go make your own food. Why do you feel that's okay, James? Why? I want to let you have the floor.
That's not valuable to me. I don't need a woman to cook for me. I order food from my damn cell phone, right? It is not valuable to me at all to have a woman cook for me.
Wow.
I don't need her to clean for me.
You don't like to be, you don't care if you be pampered and all that. You don't like that.
Not in that way, no.
Okay.
No, that's not valuable to me at all. That does
How-
nothing for me.
What is your opinion on that? Same question, Tim.
I pretty much agree with James that I don't really need a woman to cook and clean for me. Mine, she works all day, at least 10, 11, 12 hours a day, but she will still cook. She will still keep the place clean, wash clothes, but I can do that myself. We can also cook together. We can also, like James said, we can order out or we can go out together. So that's not a necessity for me. If she can do those things, it's an absolute, and that's the way I look at it. If she can cook, she can clean, she likes to keep things neat, for me, that's a bonus. And in my case, I have a bonus. So do I absolutely need a woman to do those things? No, I don't need her to do that. But if she can do it, which is great, which is what I have, then for me, it's a bonus. So, I don't need a woman to cook for me. I can cook for my damn self if I need to. I don't need her to cook for me. I don't need her to wash my clothes. Being a single guy, you know how to do these things already. But if you meet a woman and she can do these things for you, or if she wants to do these things for you, great. If she doesn't feel like it because she's tired, great. I have no issue with that. I can wash my own clothes. I can cook for myself. And once in a while I can cook for her. So, it just depends on the type of female you have and the relationship that you're in, that you have with that female. So for me, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with you and I don't agree with James, but we can agree to disagree.
Oh,
Agreeably.
dude.
I feel like I'm more old.
You're looking for a maid.
No, not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even ask most of the girls that do that, I'm single. So I can't force a woman to do anything she doesn't want to do. And I don't even try. I say, look, these are my requirements. Take care of yourself, look good, don't sleep around with other guys. I know what I want. So there's certain things that I will tolerate. There's certain things I won't tolerate. Like if I walk in my house and she's having sex with another guy, I will not tolerate that. I will not tolerate public disrespect. There's certain things.
Who tolerates that, man?
Nobody
Like,
tolerates
that's a
that.
pretty low bar.
That's
a really low bar to set. Like, don't sleep with other people.
I'm gonna mute you if you. There is a thing called I forgot what it's called, but there's a certain thing where it's open relationships, and you could have that. But my thing is this: at the same time, I don't feel like she should struggle either. I think if if she's cooking and she's taking care of the house and she needs some hair, she needs some money to get her hair and nails done, I think I should provide that. I think she shouldn't, if she wants to, we want to go out to a restaurant, that's fine. I've taken girls out to many restaurants, and all of them, let me tell you something, every girlfriend I've had, they always come back. They always go and say, oh, you know what, I'd like to get back together with you. And that's okay, because I treat them very well. But the thing is, though, there's certain things that you have to understand, that there's got to be a payoff. There's got to be payoffs of something that you're getting out of the situation. So I think there's a lot of it with American women. They can go to their Facebook, they can go to their Instagram, or there's a lot of resources that they can get to find that self-esteem validation, to where they don't need that attention from a man. And attention is the coin of the realm. That's what they want. If you give a girl attention for free and she hasn't earned it, then she's getting your attention. It doesn't make you special. You know, there's a delineation between an alpha male and a beta provider. You know, the beta provider is the guy that she will use for his resources, but she'll spread her legs for the alpha, and she'll breed with the alpha. But then once she has a kid with the alpha, she's going to look for a beta to provide that. That comes from the word cuckold, from the cuckoo bird. You guys familiar with the cuckoo bird? How it's cuckold. You guys know about that, or you want me?
But let me raise this question to you.
Go ahead. You have the floor.
All right, G. Let me raise this question to you.
Okay.
How do you feel about a woman who works, and if maybe perhaps she makes more money than you?
Then we get a maid. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I've hired maids. If you're in the South, first of all, we're all here men of means, right? We're all high value men. At least I consider myself a high value man. You should be able, if you're living in a South American country, you should be able to afford a maid to come in and take care of your woman and be treated like a queen, she is my queen because she's a reflection of you. Like, if I'm looking good and I'm taking care of myself and I have a fat, sloppy woman, that's a reflection of me. That's a failure on my part. What do you say, Tim? If you're good, looking good, and you're taking care of yourself, and your woman's out of shape and she's stressed out, is that a reflection of you? And I'm going to let you answer the same question, James. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, first of all, that's not going to happen, because most guys who take care of themselves, and I'm sure James knows this, are normally going to be attracted to women that they see have attractive bodies. So you know that in some way they're taking care of themselves. So that's like almost a non-issue.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question, though. But go ahead.
Well, you're not going to be with a fat, sloppy woman. You know better than that. If you're a guy who's taking care of himself, that's not even an issue. You're not going to go out and seek a fat, sloppy, lazy woman. It's just, you just don't do that.
Unless you live in the United States.
Boom! Boom! Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
That's all you're choosing from, right?
Yeah, but most women, normally, if you see a big woman, 99% of the time, her man is going to be a big man, unless he's really,
not
really
in the United
skinny.
States.
That's right.
I'm saying if it's a fat girl in the U.S., she's normally going to be with a fat guy in the U.S. Or she will either be a fat girl with a really tall, slim, skinny guy, one or the other. But you will not see a fat girl and a fit man together in the United States. You don't see that. You will always see a chubby girl with a chubby boyfriend.
Well,
a fit guy in the U.S. with a fit girlfriend.
I'm
yes.
No, I
you do not see guys who are into fitness with a fat girl.
I'm going to have to take James' side on
this. You will not see that.
You do see it. You do see it.
Yes.
No, you don't.
All the time.
You will not see. No, you don't.
All right.
You don't see a guy.
All the damn time.
No, you do not.
We're gonna
all the time.
We're gonna. I had to mute him.
In fact, every fit guy.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next point. We're gonna move on to the next point. Okay, let me ask you this. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself, Tim. You can unmute yourself.
Oh, dude, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, I had to. You weren't letting me get in. All right, so here it is. What do you say? I'm gonna ask both of you the same question. What do you say to people when they go to you and they say, "Why you date? Okay, look, why are you dating a younger woman?" And that younger woman is just using you for your money or citizenship. What do you say to people like that, to your haters? Go ahead, Tim. You have the floor.
Well, first of all, I'm not dating girls in their 20s for specific reasons. And for me, I feel that if I'm dating a girl who's 22, 21, being my age, then yes, absolutely. That's all she's with me for is for money. That's the only reason she's with me.
Wow.
She has no business being with me for love at all. That is unrealistic. It's it would be delusional on my part to believe that a girl in her 20s is in love with me. No, she's with me because of security and money. That's it. Just like James said, security and money. That's the only reason a 20-something-year-old girl would be with a guy my age or older than me. And that's the only reason they're with guys that age. Otherwise,
how old is the girl you're dating?
I feel it's best if you're in your 40s, she's in her 30s.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
and she works.
Really, it's
she has
only
a job.
It's I mean, it's kind of going against your point because really, there's an 8-year difference. So go ahead, James.
What I say is that fat sloppy chick that you're dating from the United States is also only with you for your money, right?
Boom.
No.
Except she's not doing anything for it, right? The car payment that you make, the life insurance that you have, look, for the vast majority, and listen, we're not talking about all men, right? We're talking about high value men, okay? But so if you're a high value guy in the United States, go broke and see if that fat sloppy chick stays with you. She won't. Just
first
like
of all,
everybody
high value men don't date fat
girls. Go ahead, James. You have the floor.
No, I just think it's the same. I think it's absolutely the same. I think women want the same thing. No, and I'm not even saying it in a negative way. Women want the same thing no matter what country they are in. Women are similar and men are similar. Right. The difference is culturally in the United States, women do very little to get it. The trade-off sucks. The trade-off in the United States absolutely sucks. So for people who tell me, my 28-year-old beautiful girlfriend, right, who's looks amazing, is only with me for my money, my answer is, so was my wife, who was the same age as me and loved me dearly, right? It wasn't like if my wife, who loved me dearly, who was the same age as me, if I lost my job and was sitting on the couch doing nothing, she'd be perfectly happy with that. No, of course she would not. So what the hell is the difference? The difference is now I have a 28-year-old beautiful girlfriend.
Right. No, it's a valid, legitimate point. Tim, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, your girl is 28. There's a difference between 28 and 21 as far as a woman and where she is in the stage of her life. So that's fine. I'm fine with you. She's 28. She's getting close to 30. She's kind of getting out of that party mode of her life. That's great. That's great. You know, I can agree with you on that. I agree with you. However, high value men do not date fat women. James, you know that.
Of course they do.
Come on, bro. No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
In the United States, absolutely.
In the US,
no, they do not. I've never met a high value man with a fat woman.
Absolutely.
No.
You've been outside the US too long. Yes, they absolutely do.
No.
All day, every day.
Hold on. Let me, Tim, let me give James 30 seconds to make his point, then I'll let you respond. I'll let you retort. This is why we have Phyllis. Go ahead, James. You got 30 seconds.
I don't need 30 seconds. I think that's not true. I have friends, right, of a similar ilk, right? And a lot of my friends, let's not say who those friends are, because I'm not calling anybody out, right? But guys who are doing well, make good money, in good shape, right? They are themselves the 4 Fs, and their women are not. And you know what they do? They cheat. That's what they do, right? They cheat because their women aren't the 4 Fs. So they go find somebody who is the 4 Fs, and then they cheat.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you, Tim, you have the floor. I'll let you respond.
Well, maybe your friend's a doctor and he's been married to his wife for many, many years, 10, 15 years. And of course, she'd probably put on some weight. So yeah, but that doesn't mean she's fat and sloppy. She could have just gained some weight. But what I'm saying is this: high value men do not go out and seek fat, sloppy women. They might be with a fat woman or a chubby woman or a thick woman because she got like that over the years. Maybe they had some kids together or something like that. But he does not intentionally go out and seek a fat, sloppy, lazy woman. High value men just don't do that.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, I think what James is trying to say is the expectation. It's almost like an arrogance of the American woman that, we got about 10. This meeting's going to end in 10 minutes. So just so we know, we got 10 minutes left. It's just what it is there's almost like an entitlement and an arrogance of these fatzos, where they can't even say hello. And man, you go in a South American country, or even in some places, used to be some places in Georgia, not really much anymore, but in the South, where you say hello or good morning, and they don't even say anything back because they're stuck up, because a lot of these guys will hit on the 6s and the 5s more than they'll hit on the 9s and the 10s, because they won't hit on the 9s and 10s because they don't think they have a chance. So they hit more on the 5s and the 6s. So all these 5s and 6s are thinking they're 8s and 9s when they're only 5s and 6s. They're average looking women, they're fat, sloppy women, and yet they think they're hot stuff. So I think that's what makes them arrogant. I think their culture, the American culture, has made them arrogant, made it easier for women to make money on their looks and to get a lot of attention through the phone. So I think that's the problem. And I think a lot of the older school, the older values, where the man is the man of the household and the woman is the woman of the household, the older cultures here in Latin America, I think that's more prevalent. I will say this about what you're talking about earlier. Like most of these guys, when they cheat, like executives, you usually don't find, I've never heard of it, an executive CEO cheating on with another CEO. He usually cheats on it with his secretary. Why? Because the secretary is submissive, she's not bossy, and she's feminine. So James, this is where I disagree with you. If you're dating a girl who's a boss, right, and she's independent, and you ask her to do something, she's got an attitude. Even I like a little friction. I like a little flair. I like a little attitude. It comes with it. But when push comes to shove, she's got to bend. I'm the king, yet she's the queen. So I don't really see that point. I don't really agree with that. I'll let you go ahead and, 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just I don't know, man. I don't agree with that. I think and I keep saying fat sloppy, right? And I don't really mean fat sloppy. I'm using that as a euphemism. Right. It's a euphemism for I'm not going to put very much effort into the relationship. Right. That's what I mean when I say fat and sloppy. It's a euphemism. It means I'm not going to put a whole lot into the relationship, but I want you to pay for everything. Okay. I want you to go to work and work 10 hours a day.
I can get fat, but you can't.
That's right. I want you to do all this stuff. But in return, I'm just me. right? And the culture in America, to your point, is you just get to be you, right? Like just free to be you. I don't have to do anything, right? And the culture in other countries isn't that way. There's an effort to make you happy, right? The woman puts an effort into making the man happy. And I think in America, the culture is very egotistical. So the culture is, I'm me, and if you don't like me, don't be with me. Not, hey, let me understand who you are and what I can do to make you happy and to please you. And I think that's the difference.
Very well said. Tim, we're gonna wrap up here. You got anything you want to share?
No, now that James clarified that for me, I agree with him. I agree with him. I don't have any, shut me up. I don't know. I agree.
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask a consensus. I probably already know what the answer is. I know what the answer is for me, definitely. Are you guys ever gonna consider dating American women or getting married to them? You let me finish my question. Or getting married to an American woman. Would you ever date or get married to an American or Western woman? Okay, James, why not? Tim, why not?
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I mean, because of everything we just talked about, why would I do that? It would cost me more money and I'll be less happy. So no.
Okay, go ahead. Tim?
It would cost me more money. I would be less happy. And she's not fun. She's not fit. She's not feminine. And no, absolutely not.
Well, let me say
She's
this.
not friendly.
Let me say this, Tim. The thing I disagreed with you and I took as a personal offense to my character is that you were saying, I'm dating a girl right now who's 22 years old, okay? And she's not with me for my money. She hasn't asked me for any money, okay? Our relationship is not about money, okay? So, and I'm dating 24-year-old woman. Now, it's only been a couple days. Times remains to be seen. It waits to see how things can happen. But I don't agree. I don't agree with you. I don't think that every woman that's young really wants to date you is because she's looking for much. Now, she might be looking for security and for a guy who's going to guide her, and she's looking for, that's normal. That's any woman's going to, a 30-year-old woman, a 40-year-old woman is going to want to breed or reproduce her children because an offspring with someone who's going to be able to provide for that offspring. That's normal because a woman can't work while she's pregnant, but a woman that's just dating exclusively, I think if you're smart, you should be able to see it. And I think I'm going to wrap it up with this. I think when you do get in a relationship, regardless, is to go in open with your eyes open and love with your mind and as well as your heart first. 90% of your mind and 10% of your heart. Don't get too emotional. Observe how she reacts and everything else. Okay, guys. With that, I'm going to end the recording.